Yo, what's good with you guys? It's your boy Ben Stumpin, and welcome to another video. And this is another Philly drill beat tutorial. And I did one before this where I made a beat from scratch and then broke it down while I was making it. But in this video, I'm gonna break down three Philly drill beats that are within different styles. Like the first one will be a typical Skrilla Kwani dark Philly drill type beat. The other one will be like a Philly slash Chicago drill type beat, like BAK Jay or even Jorjiana. The third one will be like a sampled Philly drill beat, something that like Rugrat 1900 could hop on. Basically, I'm gonna just break those beats down so y'all can get like an idea of how to make these type of beats and how you can implement different styles into it. Let's get to it. All right, here's the first beat. I'm gonna play for you guys, then I'm gonna break it down.
Dumping shit like Ben. Hey, who on this track?
All right, that was the beat, and I started out with a sample that I found on Splice, and it's this sample right here, Miami Vice Choir and Strings. All right, now I drag the sample back into the playlist, and what I did was I chopped it up so it could fit to my liking, so it could sound like the way I wanted it to sound. Because right now, it doesn't sound like it's in a pocket. It doesn't sound like it's following a tempo. It needs to sound like a pattern. You feel me? Like that could go over and over again. So what I did was I chopped the parts that I wanted. So I basically kept everything I kept from the whole sample, these parts. So I just copied this, pasted it, and did the same here. And I got this. And yeah, after that, I just right clicked on the track where I was chopping it up, then pick consolidate track. So what you do is you just highlight the melody or the sample, then you just pick time selection, then it'll like export this part right here where you highlighted it, and it'll only export everything you got on the track. So I did that because I didn't want it chopped up like this. I wanted it to be it's like a whole sample by itself, like without the chops. So the other thing I did was I took the original file that I consolidated, then I just clicked on this icon right here. I pressed on make unique. So now I can play around with this file without the original sample being like affected by it. So what I did here was I pitched it all the way down, and then I got this. So the rest of the melody I built around the sample. So after that, I added in these bass notes from a Keyscape. I used the regular piano, grand piano, LA custom grand piano, and I just followed the key of the sample here. and I wanted that dark vibe, so that's why I just went up one note. Then I went up at the end here to F minor because that's within the scale. But if I do this, I scale highlight it and then pick D. You can see that the D sharp is not even within the scale, but it still sounds good. You just like take the note up to the other one right next to it, and that's how you get that dark vibe. And it works almost all the time, especially if it's a sharp note. So yeah, that's like a little basic tip for y'all. Then after the piano, what I did was I found this string sound, cause a lot of these Philly drill beats use pianos, strings, like regular instruments, violins, even brass, like regular instruments, real instruments. So what I did was I just followed the root note, which was D minor. Then I just played around a bit, and same concept here. You can see it's on A. Then I took it up to A sharp. But the difference here is that A sharp is within the scale. But don't worry too much about that, because you heard, because when I played the piano, it still sounded good. But this is what I got when I made the string. And after that, I wanted a lead sound, so I found a lead in Sky Keys. This is the sound that I found. Hammond slide from Sky Keys. Like here, I followed the sample completely, like, and you can hear it once I play this. And let me play it along with the sample, and you can see what I'm talking about. And once that was done, I just added a classic church bell, because a lot of these beats use that church bell, that because it's another one of those dark elements you can put into your beats when you want that dark vibe. It works on everything. But the bell is pretty simple. It just follows the root notes. Yeah, kind of follow, like when I make the bell, I kind of follow the piano also. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I just put in the root note. But in this case, I followed the piano a little bit. After the melody, I did the drums. So here are the drums by themselves. I started out with the snare, classic Luger snare. And if you notice, like the snare is not hitting on the fourth. It goes 1, 2, 3, like the fourth. There's no sound. There's no snare hitting. And on this second part here, it hits off beat. Then I got a little roll here. Then after the snare, I added this Shawty Red. I think it's the Shawty Red perk. Yeah. After that, I added like some more percussion. As you can see here, I added a triangle. Then after that, I added a zap. And as you can hear or tell, the zap got reverb on it. And that's what I've been hearing in a lot of Philly drill beats, that the zaps and perks sometimes they have reverb on them. And after that, I added a rim. Then I think the last thing I added was the open hat. The open hat just follows the 808 basically. Let me just show it to y'all. So see how to just listen now. So the open hat is kind of following the 808 pattern. Not always, but for the most part. Then after that, I added in this scream effect at the end here. Yeah, it just goes along with the dark vibe. So yeah, that's basically what I did for this beat. So let's move on to the next one. So here's the next beat. And this beat was really simple. First thing I started out with was the brass sound. Hold on, I just half timed it, but this is what I did. Before I added a halftime, this is how it sounded. Then I felt like it sounds hard, but I felt like it was kind of doing too much. Like I didn't want that to like be the whole beat. Like it takes up all the space. So I added a halftime and got this. And then I just copy the pattern, and then I just took like hit control down and went down an octave, and it sounded like this. Yeah, so that's first sound. That sound is just a classic FS brass that is used in a lot of glow beats and a lot of trap beats in general. It's from the classic Roland Phantom synth. I just got that. I got the Roland Phantom in my contact, so I would advise you guys to try and get that. And yeah, then I moved on to the other sound, and we're still in contact, but this sound is from the Balkan Orchestra Bank, and the instrument is called a gadulka, and this is what I came up with that sound. So yeah, it's just stabs really. So what I did was the root note is D, as you can see here on the first melody. I just followed the scale right. You can see D, E, F. And you can see here it's like it's the same stuff I explained earlier. Like just going up one note and you get that dark feel. But I just followed the root note, which was D, and I followed like the scale. So you can see E is hitting here also. Same way it's hitting on the first melody. But I just did these stabs first. Just put D, 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 D notes, like hitting at the first beat. Then like it's hitting at every beat. Then I just took it down one octave. Then I just moved up. Like here at the fourth bar here, I just moved the notes up to F and added this extra note in between to get that little jumpy vibe. You can hear it here. like like it's a bit more jumpy than just having this. So that's so much better. Then after that, I had to add the piano, the bass notes. Really simple melody. And what I did throughout the beat, just so it doesn't sound the same throughout, was just play with the octaves. Like I said at the beginning, I took it down an octave here. Like the first melody, I took it down an octave here. And I did the same with the second one. And just left the piano as it is. So after that, I added the drums. Let me solo the drums again. Unlike the first beat, it's driven by the percussions. So yeah, with the drums, I just had the same mindset as the last beat. Now let's move on to the third beat. So in this beat, I used a sample, and the sample was "Drip Too Hard" by Lil Baby and Gunna. I sampled the beat, the instrumental, and I just took the melody part and slapped some drums on there. And here's the beat. So what I did was I had a sample. I think the original tempo of the sample was like 140, I think, somewhere, somewhere there. Then I just took it up to 156, then stretched it. So I stretched it into 4 bars at first, and got this. And but I felt like it sounded a little bit too fast, so then I stretched it out to 8 bars, as you can hear here. So it was like this. I just turned it into this. So what I did was click the sample, then just change this from resample to stretch, and then click this button right here, and then now you can just stretch around. You can stretch it around. So once the sample was figured out, I did the drums. So I started out with the snare. The snare is hitting like it's like hits the same way it does in most drill beats. Like there's different snare patterns. There's the first one where you got the pauses, and there's uh the ones where they be hitting on every time on the second and fourth, and there's this where they be hitting on the second, on the fourth, then like straight after it at the fourth beat it be hitting like right after it, like this. So yeah, after that I added hold on, I ain't add that. I think I added the 808 after that. Yeah, so the 808, I just followed the key of the sample, which was F sharp, and let me just scale highlight it. Yeah, and then I just followed the scale a little, but this A sharp is not within the scale, but it still sounded good to me, so I kept it. It might sound a little off key, but I'm not too picky with that. Like some stuff, like technically it could be off key, but I don't know, bro. Sometimes you can put a note on key and it don't hit the same, bro. I don't know, bro. There's people, they're nerdy as hell. They're like, oh, the 808 is out of tune, blah blah blah. Like, I know plenty of songs with out of tune 808s, but I really don't care because it's still hitting. Like, people don't hear that, bro. Like, they only hear that if it's like way off. Like, you feel me? But I really don't. If something sounds hard, it's hard. Like, keep it. But yeah, like I always do the snare and then the 808. Sometimes the other way around. So after that, I just added the perks, the open hat, which follows the 808. Then the shoddy red perk, and then after that, I just added this roll here with the zap, and after that, I added this rim, and the rim got a roll, got the same roll as the laser has or zap. So yeah, it's just a little switch up, still the same, but the sound switch up a bit. Like here, this first part you got the zap, then at the second part at the end here, you got the rim rolling, just to keep it interesting. You feel me? So once the drum was done, I added this bell, church bell, and I just followed the notes and like what sounded right for me. Then I added some effects like this reverse triangle, and here I added a reverse open hat. That's basically the different ways that you can make these Philly drill beats. But basically, they're, even if it's Philly, Chicago, like it's the same vibe, it's the same formula. Like those Chucky beats, like Skrilla hops on Aquani, like BAK Jay. It's basically the new era of drill, you could say. But it got more popularized as Philly drill because a lot of Philly rappers hops on this. That's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something from it. And yeah, see you in the next one.